are Americans thinking at all? Or are they just saying, my talking head said this is critical, so we must be there, or my talking head says terrible, so don't go there? And is that from now, back till Vietnam? I guess that's an issue. Does anybody have a feeling on this?
So it's not just people listening to the talking heads. Even the talking heads don't even know what the hell is going on.
That's worse.
Yes, it is. There you go. That's worse. And one example that I observed was Bernie Sanders on Bill Maher fairly recently. The Ukraine war came up. He was asked about it, and he said, frankly, I really haven't been paying attention to it closely.
Oh,
and this is a guy who's voting on policy and funding of this war. And, I appreciate Bernie being so frank and honest about that, because I guarantee you that's the case. I mean, it sure seems like that's the case with most of the politicians.
Matt, I disagree with you to an extent here. And let me explain what I mean. Because I think you're on the right track, but you're not taking it to its full consequence. And this is what I mean by that. Sort of, yeah. But here's the thing. It's not politicians leading us. It's not even social media leading us. It's ideology that's leading us. We've convinced people that the ideology is always correct, no matter what it picks. And we filter out the facts, or more importantly, many of the internet giants, the news media editorial boards, and a select part of our political leadership have made a decision based on their ideology that this is correct or this isn't correct. Here's the fact that you should listen to. Here are the facts you don't need to know about. And no one double checks them.
That's a point. Thank you. That point I want to bring up real fast. You're right. It's not even that we're fighting fact against fact, right? At least that becomes a conversation. We're actually being told, no. Don't even think about that fact. That fact's irrelevant. Don't even look at that fact. Versus going, here are the facts. Let's go back and forth. It's just, no. That fact's not good. Don't listen to that fact. That guy clearly, he doesn't follow our faith, our ideology. So therefore, by default, he's wrong and invalid.
And that's why Bernie doesn't need to know. All he needs to know is the ideology said, this is good or this is bad. And he's going to vote straight down the line, ideology. What details? Who cares about the details? They don't matter. Here's the part that should scare everyone. That means none of these leaders, these elected officials that are supposed to serve us and our best interest, not one of them has thought about the consequence. Not one of them said, okay, and then what happens, not just next week, not next election, what happens in 3 years? What happens in 5 years?
Well, I passed on to Craig and Larry. I'll just say, I think some of them have thought about the consequence, and the consequence is, the military industrial complex isn't going to back them anymore if they don't go right along with it.
Yes, that's where I was going to go.
And the media is going to smear them, like you alluded to, if they don't go along.
Right.
But it's such an easy out these days. Everyone goes, it's the military complex, it's the corporations, the pharmaceuticals, it's whichever big bad guy you want. It's whether it's Pfizer or it's iPod, Apple, or it's Boeing.
I'm just nodding my head. Yes, these are all bad.
I'm like, yes. I'm with you, Greg. I'm like, yeah, it's true. Yes.
But no, it's not true, because they're opportunists. They will graft onto whatever happens because they're motivated by money. They're just an easy target. Oh, they're the rich. They're the bad guys. No, they're taking advantage of the corruption and the problem that someone else created. And they're just the easy target. And they don't care, because at the end of the day, they're still getting paid.